Hey guys, Wood here. For those living under a rock without a modem, Smash had its second and third DLC announced at E3, and while I'm personally very excited for Hero, Banjo Kazooie is what really made headlines. Now I've seen plenty of other channels analyze this trailer and show how their moveset harkens back to their old N64 games, but I haven't seen anyone try to get actual data on them. So for old time's sake, I'm going to do a pre-release analysis on Banjo Kazooie and try to establish what these guys will be like competitively. Just for some disclaimers though, as far to my knowledge there isn't any native 60 FPS footage of this trailer, so all frame data will be estimated at plus or minus 1 frame, and all damage will be plus or minus 1%. Also keep in mind that all of this could change before release. Lord knows they changed Bayonetta before she hit store shelves. So without further ado, here we go. Right off the bat, we see his crouch, with Kazooie peeking out, which leads me to believe Kazooie will not have a hurtbox like Duck Hunt's Duck. At least I hope not, or we could very easily have a Mewtwo tail situation. That's immediately followed up with a walk transitioning into their run animation. Hopefully it doesn't sound quite as annoying as in Banjo Kazooie. But more importantly, this gives us a chance to analyze Banjo's run speed. Now in this clip we can see it takes Kazooie about 16 frames to run from the middle of Omega Delfino Plaza to the edge of the ring in the center. For reference, the character with the median run speed of the cast, Piranha Plant, takes about 14 frames. This means Banjo's run speed will be somewhere towards the middle of the pack, maybe a bit slower. The next clip is the 1-2-3 jab. Unfortunately, because jabs have such weird hit lag multipliers, I can't use it to deduce the damage, but I can estimate that jab 1 comes out in a mediocre 5 or so frames, with jab 2 and 3 coming out in 7 and 5 frames respectively. This puts it in between Incineroar and Link sort of speeds, but in Smash, any jab 1 slower than frame 4 needs something special to justify itself. Next up is down tilt, which thankfully I can get data for. Judging by the animation effects, the hitbox should come out around frame 11 and last at least until it hits Pac-Man here on frame 17. That's slow startup, but good activity and decent range from the looks of it too. Using its hit lag as a reference puts it at about 8% base damage, which is pretty pathetic for a move that slow, but maybe it was a late hit or a sour spot or something. I'm sure Kazooie's beat tip will be a sweet spot on some moves. Judging end lag is tricky since we don't know if whatever intern who recorded this was buffering an option, but if we were to assume so, it has an FAF of around 40 frames or so, which if we compare this move overall to a similar move like Duck Hunt's down tilt, is around 5 frames faster on startup and 12 frames less laggy, whilst doing the same damage. Yikes. Luckily his back air that he uses right after looks decent. The hit lag deduction method for damage sort of breaks down once you hit less than 9 frames of hit lag, so I can't get you damage, but I can tell you that the first hit came out around frame 9, which is okay. And the rest of the hits came out 3 frames after each other. This makes the move very similar in function to say Ridley forward air, and likely has the same sweet spot mechanics. In the next clip, we get a good look of what is likely neutral B and its 2 modes of fire. The single fire mode has an egg generated around frame 13, which is pretty quick for a projectile like that. For instance, Greninja's Water Shuriken is frame 20. It does seem super laggy though, if whoever is playing here is trying to shoot them as quick as possible. An FAF of almost a second is pretty terrible. Like, worse than Ridley Plasma Breath terrible. Luckily, the rapid fire mode seems a bit more decent. It transitions over in about 20 or so frames, which is about the same amount of time it takes for K. Rool to transition to vacuum mode on his blunderbuss. After that, it'll start shooting eggs every 19 frames or so. The usefulness of this particular attack is completely dependent on the hit stun of the eggs, because Meat Gunner's Laser Blaze Neutral B has a similar fire rate, and we all know how popular that move is in the Gunner community. Seeing as Mario literally rolled away after just 8 frames of hit stun, about the same as a Falco Laser, I could see it being obnoxious when it's out, but not worth using overall due to all the startup needed. Next we see Banjo give Ness and Luigi the business, while also giving Kazooie the business. This is obviously forward smash, judging by the slow speed, high power, and obvious smash attack sparkle. It doesn't seem to be active until Kazooie actually slams into the ground, and I generously estimate its startup around frame 18, with its total lag in the mid-60s. If those numbers seem bad, it's because they are even worse than Wario's forward smash. Using the hit lag deduction method, which works quite well with power moves like these, I estimate the damage to be around 17%, which isn't weak per se, but with startup that bad, we can only hope that the players here just weren't executing the attack as fast as they could, and that Kazooie will make for a decent disjoint. A sort of Birdoria, if you will. Now I've seen some people comment on Banjo's ledge hang animation and how it's from Banjo Tooie, but what no one seems to realize is that Banjo is sticking his head and hands way above the ledge. Anyone who's played Wii Fit Trainer will tell you that ledge hangs that move up and down and stick out above the ledge are bad news if you want to play a patient ledge game. The last thing you want is for Banjo to stick his hand up and get caught by a move that wouldn't have hit any other character. Fortunately, the next move shown, down B, seems pretty decent. The frame 11 startup is extremely fast for an item generator move, being almost twice as fast as Diddy's Banana Pluck, for instance. The ease of which the grenades were caught and used against someone else is worrying though, and I have to assume whoever was playing didn't buffer an option, because an FF of 66 frames seems way too slow for a move like this. Most item generator moves have lag in the 40s somewhere, and if it's really that slow, it's basically just going to let the opponent grab their grenade before you get to do anything, like Mecha Koopa 2.0. Could be useful for edge guarding and setups though. I suppose it will depend on if the grenades immediately explode or not if they fall to the ground. Next we get to the jump pad up B. This seems like a great recovery move all around. It starts moving around frame 26, which is about 11 frames faster than Ridley's up B. It lets you not only act out of it, but double jump out of it as well, which is a trait only shared by Mega Man's up B and is great for mix-ups. It goes really high as well. To find out how high, I went to Skyloft and tried to recreate the exact background shown here. My best attempt put the up B somewhere around DDD's height, which is obviously pretty nice. I'm sure it has intangibility frames somewhere near the beginning as well, but what I'm interested in seeing is what happens when you use it in the air. Is it like a Sonic Spring situation where the jump pad becomes a hitbox? Or is it more like Pac-Man Trampoline where the jump pad sticks around for other people to use? We will have to see. Next up is a likely candidate for side B, the Invincibility Feather Rush. Everyone has pointed out that you seem to only get 5 feathers worth of dashing. My assumption is that the longer you use it, the more feathers will drop off, and you'll have to wait for them to replenish, sort of like a Bowser Fire Breath situation. Otherwise, it looks to be a decent move. It's got 19 frames of startup, which is about on par with other mobility moves like Wario's Bike and Bowser Jr. Clown Car. It does massive damage based on the hit lag at an estimated 20% base, and as we can see when Jr.'s F Smash gets the hit effect but does not make Banjo flinch, it gets super armor as well. This move will be extremely popular online, I'm sure, but I'm wondering if it can be used to recover with like Clown Car can, and if you can cancel it into something like Jump. Could be some intriguing combo and mix-up opportunities there. Now this first clip of Spiral Mountain seems innocuous, but this one actually made me do the most math. Here we can see Banjo doing a full hop backwards over Piranha Plant. Using this we can calculate Banjo's jump height and fall speed. Let's get our game theory on. So at the apex we can see Banjo jumps about 2 Piranha Plants high, or about 34 units in the training mode stage. For reference, the highest jumper in the game, Falco, jumps about 50 units. So already we know Banjo has an above average jump fitting for his platformer roots. Next, by seeing how long it takes for Banjo to fall from the apex of the jump to the ground, about 23 or 24 frames, that puts Banjo's fall speed at about 1.4 units per frame. Falco, again, is the 11th fastest faller in the game, and he falls at 1.5 units per frame. This makes Banjo a pretty fast faller, though the margin of error for this calculation is pretty huge. I'd just be comfortable saying he is not going to be floaty. In the next shot atop Spiral Mountain, we see the bayonet thrust forward tilt. It doesn't hit anything, so we don't know damage, but the startup based on the animation looks to be a decent frame 8, with the flash on the tip of Kazooie's beak denoting some kind of sweet spot. The clip cuts before we can see him do anything else, but if we go by the cut as the end of the move, it puts the lag around 28 total frames, which is a bit faster than the similar Ridley F-tilt. If I had to guess, I'd guess this move will be a decent poking tool, literally and figuratively. And aside from the Ginginator final smash and a few more shots of Spiral Mountain, that's about all there is to see. We do see him spot dodge here, but we don't see when it started, and most spot dodges are identical in frame data anyway. So what do you guys think? I know I was pretty pessimistic about Banjo's data in this video, but like I said, it's just a trailer. I still think the team at Sora Limited executed this character in a polished and tasteful way, and I cannot wait to see him stir up the meta. Feel free to leave a comment below on how good you think Banjo will be competitively, pledge to our Patreon to get access to the Discord, and subscribe for more competitive Smash goodness. I'll see you guys later.